of Ghana at home and abroad. My name is Kofi Granting. I'm your independent choice for president on the 2024 ballot, and my message is clear, concise, viable, and ready to take our nation into the future to create a new Ghana government. On 6 March 2023, we commemorate, memorialize, and reflect on the last 66 years of the independence of Ghana. At long last, the battle has ended, and thus Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. And yet again, I want to take the opportunity to thank the people of this country, the youth, the farmers, the women who have so nobly fought and won the battle. Also, I want to thank the valiant ex-servicemen who have so cooperated with me in this mighty task of freeing our country from foreign rule and imperialism. And as I pointed out, from now on today, we must change our attitudes and our minds. We must realize that from now on, we are no longer a colonial but free and independent people. Those words are 66 years old. They are the opening words of the address to the nation on 6 March 1957 by Dr. Francis Kwame Nkrumah, PC, a political theorist in thought, a revolutionary in action, and a freedom fighter in soul. Kwame Nkrumah was the first Prime Minister and President of Ghana. He was a driving force in leading the Gold Coast to break the shackles of British colonialism. 6 March 1957, the immortal day of Ghana independence, fed the strength, determination, and courage of other West African nations to fight for sovereignty. From 6 March 1957 through the end of the year 1960, 19 African nations fought for, declared, or were granted independence from colonial rulers. In 1961, our neighbors to the west, Sierra Leone, and our brethren to the east, Nigeria, broke the chains of British colonialism and became independent nations. Every Ghanaian school child is taught this famous quote by Kwame Nkrumah: "We face neither east or west, we face forward." Today in Ghana, the celebration of independence is tempered by the reality that in Ghana, like in Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and all African nations, independence, sovereignty, and democracy needs to be nourished by their caretakers, their citizens, and governments. Today, I call on all Ghanaians to turn and face west, then turn and face east towards our neighboring brothers and sisters and offer them our prayers, support, and solidarity as a unified people who have struggled to be free. Each African nation came to independence on similar yet separate paths. Each of us have struggled to implement democratic governments. Some have been held hostage by military strongmen, gangs, and armed militias, others by economic tentacles of colonialism. Our independence, once threatened by the iron hand of foreign interlopers, is now oppressed by the steel fist of internal foes that look like us. As in 1957, Ghana must be the example of freedom for all African nations by demonstrating what free and fair democratic elections look like. 66 years ago, a sapling cocoa tree of Ghanaian independence was planted by the freedom fighters. It is represented on the coat of arms of Ghana. They had a dream that their children, grandchildren, and generations to come would live a life of dignity, hope, and freedom, nourished by the dreams of accomplishment and prosperity. It is each generation's duty to tend to the cocoa tree of independence. Over the past 30 years, it is withering in the heat of corruption, robbed of the fresh air, starved of nourishing soil, and thirsty for clean water. The Ghana cocoa tree for independence needs each of us, at home and abroad, to nourish it, water it, shelter it from the storms of corruption, and protect it for each other. Let 6 March 2023 be a day of remembrance, tempered by a day of reflection. Or, as citizens of a nation that pioneered independence, it is our obligation, each other of us, to ensure that it is continuously nourished day by day. The independence of Ghana can only survive with the implementation of free and fair elections. Every Ghanaian citizen is guaranteed the right to vote in presidential elections by the Constitution. The Representation of the People's Amendment Act, which gives the diaspora the right to vote, was affirmed and its implementation mandated by the High Court in Accra. Despite this, our sisters and brothers in the diaspora are not able to vote. Let's all make this the first course in having free and fair elections in 2024. In 2023, let us reaffirm our duty to nurture the Ghana Cocoa Tree of Independence. We must demand that Parliament act so that the citizens of the diaspora can vote now. As a unified people who are descendants of the freedom fighters, let us proclaim loudly and clearly: we face neither east or west, we face forward. God bless our homeland Ghana.